Sam Honzek, first round pick. To this point, it's been a disappointment for him. There's been injuries. He's not performed as anybody would have hoped. And it was hard to find him at times yesterday.
What makes it worse is that he's a late birthday, so
he'll be 20.
He's going to be in the American League
November
this year, theoretically. And, for a 19-year-old season in the Western League last year, you'd love to see a guy humming around 1.5 per game. It's not everything. We know he's got a big frame. They like his pro body. He works well on the walls, protects pucks, like big physical guy. But I just didn't notice him. And that doesn't necessarily mean he was bad, but you'd sure like to notice a guy that you spent a 16th overall pick or whatever.
If you went in yesterday and you had a roster and no draft info, no age info, you just truthfully, you would have gone well down the list
10.
Before he would have been a guy that would have stood out to you.
Yeah, and look, he's got 2 more games to have different performances than that. We'll see if it happens. But if they look like that, it would be concerning.
Yeah.
And again, the injuries are not to be shrugged off. They're not his fault. They are really tough in these crucial developmental years when you went to the World Juniors, got hurt 2 seasons ago. This past season, hurt in camp, comes back, gets hurt again. That was a guy they would have loved to try down the middle in Vancouver this year in the Western League because he missed so much time. And we just can't do this. So now they start him on the wing in this tournament, and he's 20 already. It's like, man, if this guy's going to be a center, like, how long does this ship sail before you give up on that? Like,
and
feels like that window's closing for him to be a centerman.
There's the list of guys who have had a tough start, and it's taken time. It's 100 miles long. The story isn't written, but to this point, this is not the 2-year sample size that you would have. It's not the sample size or what you would have liked to have seen.
They're totally different players, but there's a lot of parallels with Connor Zary and what he went through. He was, of course, the famous crotch cam COVID draft where all the parents stand up and then they hug each other. And and so that COVID thing ruined a lot of the regular season in the Western League, where I believe it's Kamloops. And then it's like, okay, he gets hurt in the American League, and he gets hurt again. You're like, oh man, like this is a first rounder.
Yeah.
And I believe they traded back a couple times that year, and they really liked Zary. Like, shoot, this would suck if this didn't work. And if I asked you last year at this time about Connor Zary, you're like, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, you hope he can have a good run in the American League. Well, if he wasn't one of the biggest 3 stories of the Calgary Flames this year in terms of developments in the roster, like it's him and it's Pospisil and like what else? I mean, those are some of the best developments the organization's had over the course of the last year. One of them was Zary. And just like Honzek, he had 2 years taken away where either he wasn't 100% or he just missed time playing in these crucial developmental years. It doesn't mean it's not going to work. It just makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.